Welcome to the Lead Change Empowerment Podcast. This podcast was created to empower you in your personal, business, health, financial, and family areas of life. If you find value in this podcast, please help us by leaving a review in iTunes, Spreaker, or SoundCloud. And now let's bring on your host, empowerment speaker, author, and parenting expert, Steve Robinson.
Welcome to the Lead Change Empowerment Podcast. I am your host, Steve Robinson, and as always, I am grateful, and even more grateful. I'm going to tell you why I'm grateful today, because today's guest is a special guest, which, of course, like I say, all guests are special, but this particular guest it's just, I can't wait to get started with this interview. Nakia S. Austin, a licensed counselor, certified life coach, over 10 years of experience. Nakia is a speaker. Nakia is a wife. Nakia is a business owner. Nakia is a creator. She helps people win. And we're going to talk about I Win, which is something big to Nakia. And we're basically going to talk about how to live an undefeated life today. So please welcome Nakia. Nakia, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I thank you. I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you coming on. And so how's the day been? How's things going today?
At first, let me thank you. This is an honor and a privilege. I've been watching you from afar, and just to be a part of this is so amazing to me. So thank you for that. It's been a long day, but it has been a fulfilling day, so all is well.
Well, that's good. And when we're talking about fulfilling, let's know a little bit about you. I want to let my listeners know, the new listeners that's listening from all over the world, because the podcast can be listened to from everywhere. So let's let them know a little bit about you. If you tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a city girl, 216 Cleveland, born and raised. Currently, and we're going to change. I love these mountains. What's it, country roads take me home.
Oh yeah.
So I'm adjusting really. I've been here a long time now, so I love calling West Virginia home. And I'm all about helping people, Steve. I'm all about people realizing their full potential and going to the next level in life.
Wow, that's big. That's really big. And talking about going to the next level in life, basically, how long have you been in the business? So what are you doing right now as far as with the I Win? I know I'm seeing you're a life coach. I'm seeing that you're having seminars coming up to help people win. What is I Win? What is that about?
I Win is my baby. This is something that I just recently launched, but it's been brewing for a long time. But, I believe timing is everything. And I feel like I got to go ahead, and now is the right time. I Win is a 4-part series, an empowerment series dedicated to helping people win and conquer every area of their life. I was just noticing so many people I know living life just defeated. There's an old saying, broke, busted, and disgusted. I can't have more than this. I'll never get more than this. And that's a lie, Steve. And I wanted to expose the lie for what it was and then teach people how to conquer their goals. I think a lot of times people come in and they kind of, expose things like, oh, well, that's not true and you can do this. But then they never teach people how to do it. And so that's kind of my mission. I don't want to just tell people that they can be a winner and that they can win in every area of life. I want to teach them how to win in every area. So I've developed, based off practical, proven strategies through research, 7 essentials that are guaranteed to help you live an undefeated life. I say it'll work if you work it. If you come to one of these seminars, you get these 7 essentials, and you put in the effort and you work them, I guarantee that you will start living a more fulfilled life and an undefeated life. Those things that you used to could never master, you're going to take power over those things and you're going to master them. So I tell people, whether you're looking to conquer weight loss, finances, spiritual growth, or something in between, I Win is for you. This is a seminar to get you from where you are to where you want to be.
Wow, and you know what? It's funny you say that, because that is the mantra, so to speak. That is the hook for the Lead Change Empowerment Podcast, is helping people lead the change from where they are now to where they want to be. And to back up a little bit, when you were talking about that, about overcoming and how to get by, tell me something that you've overcome. What is something that's big that's happened that you overcome? Because a lot of times when you're dealing with different people and dealing with motivation and inspiration, and as I do it myself, it's like a lot of times it's like they want to know, what have you been through? What's something that you've had to overcome? And we don't have to go through your whole life story of everything, but what's just something you overcame to where you were able to apply, say, one of your principles to?
Man, Steve, I feel like, what haven't I overcome? I, I've been through so much, but I tell people all the time, I thank God that I don't look like what I've been through. But one major thing, the reason I tell people that I win is because some years ago, probably close to about 10 years ago now, I had a horrible tragedy happen in my life where I completely lost everything. I lost everything. And I just felt like hopeless. I felt, like I got beat. The game of life, it beat me up. I was devastated. I was broken. But through my healing and my road to recovery, I learned that life, no matter what it throws at you, was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to refine you. And that's what I want to teach people. Yeah, bad things happen, horrible things happen, but I promise you, it was never sent to destroy you. It was only sent to refine you. And so through these principles and on my road to recovery and healing, I learned that I'm being refined by this. And if I work this process to healing and I learn how to overcome and how to apply these things, great things can come from that. And I feel like it has. I feel like I've rose from the ashes, and my life is nowhere near what it was at that time. And, I'm just so grateful, and I thank God, because he's not only restored everything, but he's empowered me to go out and empower others to overcome their devastation.
Wow, that's powerful. Yeah, for a second, but that's real powerful. And you're talking about overcoming. And the one thing that I noticed is, like, when people succeed, it's a party, but when they fail, they ponder, and that's when they beat themselves up. That's when they doubt themselves. That's when they feel like there's no way out, and then they get used to just getting a rut that becomes the same thing. So you have the same things going over and over again, because, like I said, when you feel like you failed, that's it. So, what are some of the things, like, were you raised with leadership? I mean, tell me about, like, with leadership and being able to pull yourself up. And I know, you're talking a spiritual realm as well, but how are you able to just overcome some of those things? I don't know if it was something that was in you from when you were young with leadership going on, or with growth, and then you became to do it. So tell me a little. I was talking about when people succeed, they party, but when they fail, they ponder, and they beat themselves up over that. And I was wondering, like, with yourself, were you raised with leadership? Was it something that was being, groomed in you as you were growing older, or and then it kind of lost it and then brought it back? But how did you work yourself through that?
Honestly, I grew up by myself, and so in some regards, I was. People always like to say I was spoiled. I always refute that. But I had a lot that was given to me, and I didn't have too much responsibility. But as I matured, I learned that there were certain things coming from the neighborhood that I came from that just weren't acceptable to me. And I knew that if I was going to escape that neighborhood and escape that fixed mindset that there's no more than this, that I was going to have to step up and really walk in leadership. I couldn't afford to follow anybody else. I couldn't afford to be a carbon copy. I needed to step up, break molds, and be a leader. And so probably around middle school is when it really started to set in. Like, I can't keep hanging with the same crowd. I got to set myself apart. And of course, like any teenager, early 20s, I did my fair share of things I probably should not have done, running with the wrong people. But I think innately a leader that's who I am. And I think that it's important when you are a leader that you realize everybody can't lead, first of all. But if you have that mantle and you're called to leadership, then it's your responsibility and your duty to go and then lead. Don't just be selfish. Don't get out and you make it out, or you succeed and, you live your life to the fullest and you leave everybody else behind. And so I think that's the mindset that I'm operating from now, is that, kind of no man, no woman left behind. Not that, I'm the highest of them all, but I believe that I have such an evolved mindset, and I want to share that with others who, may not understand or may not believe that it's possible to live an undefeated life. You'd be surprised how many people don't believe that's even possible. So I feel like it's my obligation to share that message with the world, that you were created to win. And as a leader, it's my job to push you, to pull you, to drag you, whatever I got to do to get you to win, to get you across the finish line and to a place of victory.
Wow. So is that, and since we know that you are a life coach, is that part of what we would get from the life coach? And I want to ask you, I know a lot of times when I was coming along with myself in the business, you always hear get a coach, get a mentor, get a coach, get a mentor. And what does that look like? If to say like someone needs to call you, which we're going to give everyone your information, but what does it look like and say, hey, Nakia, I want you to be my life coach. What would like a jump start to that look like? How would we start that off being coached, getting a life coach? Because someone say, well, I'm not going through that much. I don't need that. I might not. But kind of explain what a life coach does, or what you do.
And Steve, I wish I had a life coach forever ago. I
I
have
know
one
it.
now. I actually have
I
two.
know it.
But man, I'm telling you, like, I feel like I was cheated. I really do. A lot of times, well, here's what I tell people. I have no doubt in my mind that everybody that I come in contact with has some type of support system, whether that's mom or husband or wife or boyfriend, auntie, uncle. You have a support system in place. And your support system does all that they can within what they can do to push you to where you want to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, mom's there cheering you on, your big brother, your uncle, whoever. But here's the difference between your support system and your coach. Your support system also has a life. They also have things going on. And so when things arise in their life, they may not be able to be there for you and give you the accountability and the support you need. Furthermore, they may not support you the way you want to be supported. I've had many people in my family who pushed me on, but they just expected me to be great. They never taught me. They never gave me strategies. I needed somebody to brainstorm with. They weren't there to offer that. My parents, I love them dearly, and I wholeheartedly believe, besides my husband, they're my biggest fans. But what could they tell me about entrepreneurship or getting my master's when they didn't travel that route? Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's something so different than your support system because, I work for you. It's my job to be there for you. And not only is it my job to be there for you, it's my job to support you the way you want to be supported and the way that you need to be supported. Because when you get that, you'll grow so much faster. Not saying you can't grow with your support system, but let me rewind that again. When you get the support that you want and you need, you'll grow faster.
Wow.
You'll grow faster.
That's real powerful. Nakia, that makes a lot of sense when you said, being able to get a mentor or coach to help you in those areas of life that you're looking to excel in and grow in. And of course, like you said, some people may have mom, dad, or husband, wife, whoever, they're just cheering them on, and then they may not, but then they don't know how to, set you up to get to those next steps or either move to the next way. So what is something that you would tell someone now that's kind of in a rut of trying to get to that next level or that dream that they have? Like what is something they can do to approach that, or a step-by-step process to go after that dream in order to make it, whether it's attainable, where they can reach it?
I would tell them to come to I Win. No.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to do that. Well, so we'll give them a little piece of our win. And which in the conference is when? Just give me let me know when is the our win conference again?
We're here in Charleston this Saturday.